Boy, act right, cause it's cool. It's just too much sauce in the food for you. Too much sauce. I got too much sauce. Sauce. Soon as to pull up when you need it. I gotta know you can do it. Stop reading through the lines while you show it.
What's up, you guys? It's me. I'm back with another video. Welcome back to Tuckersplustwo. Our time tonight is going to be about my first time giving birth. So we'll go back to August. Hot summer. Very, very hot pregnancy. Very hot pregnancy. Like, it was just too much. So, mind you, it's my first pregnancy. I'm so anxious. I'm ready to go. I'm due August 9th. So, August 7th start coming around. I'm like, oh, I'm pretty good. I'm gonna go to the hospital, but I had this baby, right? So August 8th, I wash my hair, do my hair, make sure I got some cute little curls in my hair. I'm trying to be popping in labor, y'all. I'm trying to be popping. So I'm trying to get cute to go in labor and whatever. I'm gonna insert a picture right here. Yeah, I'm trying to be cute. I was like, oh, I can't wait. I know I'm gonna be popping in labor. And so August 9th come. No baby. No baby at all. I'm just like, I'm so tired. I'm tired of being pregnant. This is just like the worst now. Like, I feel like I'm gonna be pregnant for like the whole year. So I'm just like over it at this point. And I'm just tired. Fat as ever. Like, my stomach got so huge with Isaiah. I got huge. I'm gonna put like my first couple weeks pregnant, and then I'm gonna put 9 months pregnant. I got big, y'all. So August 9th come, I started having, this is what they don't tell you about. I went into early labor. Early labor, meaning I was having contractions and stuff weeks before my baby came. Like, nobody told me that could happen. I'm thinking I'm having contractions. I'm like, yes. They hurt, but yes, the baby's coming. No, sis, no. They lied. Like, that's not how it works. I never heard of early labor in my life until I went into early labor. So I'm like, what do you mean I'm not having my baby right now? Like, she's like, yeah, you're just in early labor, you're gonna have some Braxton Hicks as well. So I was like, is that the same thing? She's like, no, it's not the same thing. Early labor, basically my body prepping me to go into labor. I'm like, prep? I thought you just go into labor. I didn't know nothing about all that. So I kept having the feeling that he was coming. I just kept going to the hospital. It was like we went to the hospital 3 days in a row. I knew that they was tired of me. I knew, but I didn't really care. The last day I go, I was due August 19th. I went to the doctor's office August 15th. So I skipped the part, y'all. Let me go back. So when I went to the hospital, like the second day, they was like, oh yeah, I was in early labor, blah, blah, blah. So I could start walking, and I was only 4 centimeters already, so they couldn't keep me. When I never heard that before, ever. Mind you, I'm in a military hospital, y'all, in Virginia. And I'm just like, I think they just being but so they're like, you're in early labor, but you're not far enough for us to keep you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, it's cool. It's cool. So I feel like you go walk around the base or whatever, and you know, walk him down. And I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. Walking, it's hot as hell outside. Ted's listening to the doctor, honey. Have us walking around Langley Base. I mean, the base all day. You know, I really don't care. I walk around Langley Base all day for like 2 hours. Hot as in the middle of August, well, beginning of August. And So I'm walking, I'm just like, I'm tired. Like, I'm too big for this. Like, my legs hurt. And then, so we finally start walking. I go right to the doctor. Girl, she checked me again. I ain't moved nowhere. I said, I just did all that walking for nothing. Nothing. It didn't change a darn thing. My mama kept calling me every day. Make sure you go walk. Make sure you go walk. It didn't change nothing, honey. Nothing. I could have just been laying down chilling. But still, anyways. So after we go walking, they check me. Nothing changed. Just send me home. So I go home, and then I can't remember what it was, but I went back to the doctor. No, that's what it was. It was my doctor's appointment because we was gonna have to schedule a C-section for the 17th of August because if he didn't come within the time being, because I was 38 weeks and maybe like a day or so. I'm thinking 39, 40, but I know it's one of them. But so I went back to the doctor because I'm like, I'm way overdue. Like, I never knew like you could be this overdue and they don't go in there and get your baby out. So I'm at the doctor and she's like, oh, okay, we're gonna schedule your C-section for August 17th, this and that. And I'm just like, what? Like, I'm ready for this baby to be out of me. That's too many more days. Like, but I'm like, I feel like he's coming today. I feel like he's coming today. And this is August 15th, y'all. And they like, no, we can't, it ain't nothing we can do. No, we can't keep you, no. Basically, that's what they're doing, right? So they send me home. Mind you, Langley was 30 minutes away from my house. I drove 30 minutes from my house. We got some McDonald's on the way home. And as soon as we pulled up into our carport, I felt like I peed on myself. And so Tess just was like, okay, baby, it's okay, don't worry about it. So he go bring me some bath water in the house, and then I was embarrassed, y'all. I was just like, dang, I didn't even know I had to pee, like, what the heck? So, I go in the house, I get in the tub, I'm going to dry off. I'm standing up, and I'm like, I keep drying my legs. I done dried my legs like 4 times. I'm just like, what the f? I know I just wiped off these legs. Like, you know, being pregnant, bending over, it's just like, man, I know I just dried these legs off. So I'm just like, oh, my water broke. Like, it's nothing like in the movies. It's nothing like that. So it's nothing like in the movies, y'all. It's literally, I felt like I peed on myself. It wasn't like whoosh, a big old splash, nothing like that. So I'm like, my water broke. Only reason I'm lying, I skipped the whole part, bro. So on the 14th, I took castor oil. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning because Tess was going to work, and then he called me like, oh, I feel like my wife going into labor, blah, blah, blah. So we took castor oil because I was ready for this boy to come out, right? So I took the castor oil, and then the next day I was having hard contractions. So that's what made me go to the doctor. That is exactly what made me go to the doctor. And then she's like, okay, you're fine, this and that. And then that's when I drove home and got the McDonald's and stuff like that. Because when I took the castor oil, we was at Waffle House, and I got a Coke and castor oil because that's what I saw them. And then I did that, and then it did work. But I think because before I was already having contractions and they didn't hurt. But the fact that I took that castor oil, I think it intensified my contractions by 10 because after that, I started feeling my contractions so hard. Like, it was like the worst pain in the world. I felt like I was getting stabbed. So it was like, so after my water had broke, I started feeling contractions again. And my husband called. Man, let me tell you about this boy. So I'm like, my water broke, babe. I'm having contractions. I'm in the tub, curled up, y'all, curled up, because Isaiah loved the water. So I'm trying to sit in the water as long as I can because I I know he probably calmed down. So I had started putting my clothes on because I was drying off, but then I took my clothes off and got back in that water, honey, because who that packed for something else. But I was like, sitting in the water, and he's like, what you want to do? What you want to do? I said, what the f***? Call 911, fool. What you think? Like, I'm in pain here. I don't care what you calling no mamas and nothing. I'm in pain. I got to get to a hospital. Where the drugs at, dog? So, he called the ambulance. When the ambulance came out, I was butt naked. And I had no shame in the world. I knew I did not care. I put on some shorts and a big t-shirt that was Tez, and I went down the steps. But they picked me up and they had put the thing on my belly, whatever, checking my heart rate and this and that in the ambulance. And once I'm in the ambulance, they're like, oh, what hospital are you supposed to go to? And I'm like, I'm supposed to go to Langley. It was like, oh, you're not gonna make it in Langley because your contractions are 2 minutes apart. 2 minutes. So if Langley would have just kept me, I would have had my baby there. Honey. So they rushed me to the closest civilian hospital. And I was in there. I was in labor for 8 hours. This shit was horrible. Like, once I got the epidural, I was just like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And then I was just like chilling. I was just laying there because the epidural, like, I never had any surgeries or anything, so the drugs hit me really hard. But so Ted's in there messing with my fan, and I'm like, I'm hot as fuck, dog. Like, I'm hot. Chill out with the fan. Keep the fan on. So they come back in there and check my temperature. My temperature is 105 degrees. And I'm like, they're like, oh, we gotta do an emergency C-section on her. Like, your baby basically boiling in there. And I'm just like, oh.
Girl, no. Girl, no, no, no.
So they was like, you gotta sign these papers. I didn't even call nobody. I didn't call my mama. I didn't call nobody. My husband called them. And he told them. And then I found out later my sister was crying because she was like, no, my baby sister has to have a C-section. I didn't even have to have a C-section. I'm scared for her. I wasn't scared. I just was like ready for them to get this baby out. And I wanted him to be safe. I wasn't even worried about nothing else. I was just like, that's the best way to go. Just go ahead and do it. If that's what's needed, just do it. Because I've always wanted to have like a water birth or something, but that's not how my birth story went out. It's not how it worked out to be. So we ended up going for emergency C-section. He came out my belly at August 15th at 8:25 p.m. my birthday time. And he was just like, I was just like on a cloud. It was like, couldn't nothing bring me down. Like, it was the best. Once you become a mom, it's just like nothing nothing can change that feeling. Nothing in the world. Nothing in the world can change that feeling. Like, it's indescribable how you feel after. Even though I just had major surgery, of course I had the medicine. The medicine was still working, but it was like, couldn't nothing stop the fact that I was so proud of myself and of my baby making it all the way to the end, being healthy and everything. Like, the hospital pissed me off too that I went to. They did a really good job on my C-section, but as far as like listening, they pissed me off because I told them I wanted to breastfeed. Granted, it took a minute after I got out of surgery, but they gave my baby formula. I was like, did I ask you to give my baby formula? He was fine. He would have been fine until I came. But he latched on perfectly fine, so I let that go. But still, they should have just listed. And so that's my story time of my birth story when I gave birth to my first baby. I will do a second story time for Ali, but I'll see y'all next time. All right, good night.
And it's starting right now. Shut up. Shut up.